Awesome. So, tanse everyone. Oki, bonjour, hello, good day. I am running about 10 minutes late today. It's been quite a busy week, and it's going to continue to be a busy week for the next, several months, just because this is the tail end of the school year. So I'm crazy about now. But I'm just really thankful and humbled to still be able to paint and do this. And I'm excited to be able to today. I brought my smudge stuff, and I'm much today because I know it's been a while since I have. But also I just by acknowledging the land and that's so important. Really acknowledge where you are, where you're coming from, because that establishes a sense of place. It establishes a sense of connection, belonging. So think about your ancestors, how they've come here, and really to honor that we're here before, and how we can understand and create a deeper connection to them. I am Cree, Anishinaabe, and Métis, so I'm from Muskeg Lake Cree Nation, and trees, but I always like to acknowledge the land that I am on. Technically, I'm a visitor here. I am on Treaty 7 territory. This is Mohkinstsis. It is the home of the Blackfoot, Sapi, Siksika, Kainai, and Buck. I'm very thankful to here in Stony. I want to honor the Stony Nakota, the Oahe Nakota from Morley, which includes Chiniki, Bearspaw, and West. And also, really honor. I also want to honor Gen 3. This is why I always wear Ash, which was given to me by a Blackfoot elder. But it's really about establishing that relationship between non-Indigenous. But as Métis, we are that bridge. Beautiful gift to me. And so to welcome everyone today, share with you a free welcome song. I've got a lot of yawning today. Oh my gosh. I didn't drink coffee today, so I'll be yawning a lot. But the Cree welcome song is from the Nataha family, and I thank that family for keeping this song alive, for the story behind the song alive, and it's just really always humbling to be able to share it, and I always feel like it brings in our ancestors way and it connects everyone. I feel like it brings in my own ancestors, that support, and for that strength, and for that connection and so this song, usually when I sing songs, I sing down of the 4 directions of the medicine wheel, which I'm going to talk a little bit about today. But this song is a little bit keep the circle open and welcoming, so everyone completes the circle. We're all connected. There's no beginning, no end. No one is greater or less than anyone else in the circle, like in the life. So it teaches us to honor each other for the differences. Because if we were all exactly the same, the world would be incredibly boring and nothing would ever get accomplished. So we need those differences to be able to have our community thrive. Thus, we might not know what someone else on the other side of our community, but we have to trust that they are doing none. It also teaches judgment. We don't know who they're on, so we just want to honor them for the path that they're on. And so this song, I'm just really, really thankful to be able to share it from the Nataha. It doesn't just mean welcome, it also means beautiful. I have to sing. Check out my new ribbon skirt. Miasin, miasen, asemina, asemina, epetakote, wagomagan, ota, Oma ino miasen asemina asemina epeta pakote wagomagan hota homa meskino Yasen Yasen Asemina Asemina Epe Pakote Agomagan Hota Homa Skino. Hi, and welcome to the school today, everybody. So today I'm going to just touch base a little bit about my medicines and kind of the way that I pack them into my handy dandy smudge kit. And so I'm just really thankful for this smudge kit. I got a wicked deal on it, so I love thrift stores. So I found this Pendleton. It was like new, it had tags on it and everything, but somebody took off the price. I got it for 20 bucks from a thrift store. And these are like $150 bags. I was like, oh my gosh! So you ask for what you want in the universe, and sometimes you stumble upon it. But, and I always ask for deals. So the first thing I love to pull out is my shell. So my shell I've wrapped in this scarf. I had another scarf, but I'd used it for over a decade. It was gifted from a friend of mine. And over that time, I had spent a lot of time working with children and sometimes like random and so there was a lot of little holes in it. So I thought it was time to retire it. So I'm actually cutting chunks and pieces off of it, and eventually I'm going to figure out how to do appliques. We'll see. And so this is my lovely shell. My for underneath it. Shells get hot. You want to make sure it doesn't melt through anything you might need. Like I have some extra bundles of sage here. But yeah, beautiful. You can tell it's really worn and I use it a lot. The next thing I like to pull out, because I like to pull out my medicines in order. So the next thing I pull out is my sweetgrass. Sweetgrass is the east. That's where we begin. That's where we start our lives. That's where we start our day. That's where seasons. I'm really thankful to now we're starting to see that new life begin. Saw some green grass and some buds on trees the other day. It was pretty exciting. Sweetest medicine, children's medicine. It just smells really good. So pull that out. That in. Go to the south. And in the south, we have cedar. That cedar out. The cedar. I have some white cedar in here, and I have some red cedar in here. I'm not sure you can see that. Lovely, lovely little trees. Cedar is about grounding. It's about the summer. It's about our physical body and our connection to the earth. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, so and it's really just about honoring that connection that we have. A reciprocal relationship. When we breathe in, trees breathe out, and vice versa. So we don't even have to try to honor that relationship. So it teaches us that it's harder to honor all of them and ourselves and each other. And so that's what cedar is used for. Really jam-packed with vitamins and minerals, and it's The next medicine that we have is sage. Quite a bit of sage. I ended up having to go on a run, but a friend of mine gifted me a bunch, which I was so thankful for. But this is buffalo sage. Buffalo sage, women's medicine. Water, it's connected. Adulthood. Off in a minute. Then the last medicine that we out, tobacco. Pipe tobacco. There. Have all of these. My handy dandy matches. My teachings behind wanting to use matches and nothing else is lighters. It honors the relationship that we have with the earth. all of those things we've had to drill far deeper in disrespects that relationship. Have that access to the butane or to plastic or to that metal. Whereas sulfur, it's a surface mineral, literally would come down at the runoff from, so we would have that access. I mean, still, if you have an opportunity else, flint, not a lot of people are like masters of flint, but I mean, I suppose you could. Inside, non-medical. I like to do. Even though I'm not using, always like honor that energy. Follow the medicine. Time. Pretty much constant. Blackfoot, a lot of sweetgrass. Listen, you're pretty strong. You're pretty powerful. So everybody else not. You're already going through your. If it makes sense, awesome. Oral traditions were meant for us. Remember, not. You won't take it stuck in your brain. You need any different elders, any different. They all have something serves you quite well, and then later on in your find that it's not the right path anymore. Done your teaching path, and now go. Oh, quick. Probably be able. So you'll notice I all of my leaves on. I gifted people I was leaving them off it. Lives. In county though, pull it off. And again, right or wrong. Everybody's different. Path in there. Honor your. Not rely on someone. Oh. Pre-crunch, when you crunch all your medicines together, and this is the Blackfoot roll. Slide over. Oh. I like to do off my metal tension. And so when you're smudging, it's about getting rid of everything, bringing in the thing. This is actually wood, so I don't need to take it out of my head. That's awesome. Yeah, I found this in the back of a drawer. It's amazing. Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh shit! Well, that was awkward. So, yeah, that was a danger. I have to get some carpet down here. Wow. I'm gonna try that again. Maybe a little less. There we go. Put a little caption on this video. Kids, watch out. Don't listen to this part, I swear. They only swear when things are on fire. Awesome. So the first thing I do is I always fan it with my hand. Never blow on it because your breath is your life and your life is precious. I like to clean my hands so that anything I'm bring it over the body for direction. mind clearly, learn from everything, open-minded, or rigid with on to learn contribute during this life. Listen twice as much. Open voices. My eyes, so every person. Honor my vision. It's easier to do in this time. Just those. Now pizza because I heard this. Oh, equal mouths. Find word. Honest. Eyes. Love. Absolutely. Oh my really everything. Back. All of my race. Work thing. Red road and eat. So I stay here. Anywhere else in your body. Little extra love. Give it there. Back has been bugging me. Go. So back. Love some compassion. They're going through time. Hold them in your. I am a good. That's here. However you say. Oh. So I feel it's very catchy. Probably. But drum. Smudging. I use it all the time. Right. Oh yeah, Mother, I Feel You. Again, this song. And this song kind of reverses. First one is Mother, Your Heartbeat. Second one, Father, I See Her. Father, You're the Breath We. Third one, Grandmother, Mother, Your Blessing. Fourth one, Grandfather, Father, Work Hat. So, hopefully I'll remember it. I keep saying it out loud to myself, but I will get there. And, with that out of the way, I drum while I'm drumming. Yay. Mother, I feel you under my feet. Mother, I hear your heartbeat. Mother, I feel you under my feet. Mother, I hear your heartbeat. Wail, 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 wail. Wail, 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 wail. Wail, 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 wail. Wail, 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 wail. Grandfather, I see you in the air. Grandfather, you're the sacred breath we share. Father, I feel you in the air. Father, you're the sacred breath we share. Wail, 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 wail. Wail, 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 wail. Wail, 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 wail. Wail, 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 wail. Mother, I feel you under my feet. Mother, I hear your heartbeat. Mother, I feel you under my feet. Mother, I hear your heartbeat. Wail, 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 wail. Wail, 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 wail. Wail, 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 wail. Wail, 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 wail. Grandmother, I see you up in the moon. Grandmother, your blessings will come soon. Grandmother, I see you up in the moon. Grandmother, your blessings will come soon. Wail, 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 wail. Wail, 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 wail. Wail, 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 wail. Wail, 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 wail. Mother, I feel you under my feet. Mother, I hear your heartbeat. Mother, I feel you under my feet. Mother, I hear your heartbeat. Wail, 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 wail. Wail, 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 wail. Wail, 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 wail. Wail, 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 wail. Grandfather, I see you up in the sun. Grandfather, our work has just begun. Grandfather, I see you up in the sun. Grandfather, our work has just begun. Wail, 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 wail. Wail, 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 wail. Wail, 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 wail. Wail, 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 wail. Mother, I feel you under my feet. Mother, I hear your heartbeat. Mother, I feel you under my feet. Mother, I hear your heartbeat. Wail, 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 wail. Wail, 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 wail. Wail, 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 wail. Wail, 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 wail. Wail, 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 wail. Wail, 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 wail. Wail, 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 wail. Wail, 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 wail. Awesome. Today's signature. And I loved it. I always love to do it as a call and response. It makes so much back. But I'm gonna sing straight about the chicken. And I'm gonna share this. And it has progressed a little bit over the years, but I think it's beautiful. And so, a chickadee story. So a long, long time ago, there was a wife and her husband, and there are 3 kids. And regularly, they would go hunting every single year, and they had their set spot. They were really excited to go hunting. And so the mom packed up all the kids and all went to their very favorite spot. They set up camp. Everything was good. Um, of course, the kids loved pemmican. It was like their favorite thing. So pemmican is berries ground up with meat, and it's super delicious. But it's a really serve the meat, but also it's meaty and sweety at the same time. It's delicious. Oh, thank you. And so, as everyone went, the mother and the father made sure the kids had, lunch, and then they went off hunting. And as they went hunting, they ended up bumping into a bear. And the bear at the time spoke to us and said, you have to be careful. There's so much game this year that it's just an abundance. It might take way more than what you hear. The law, of course, is an unwritten natural law. If you take more than what you need from Earth, Mother Earth will. And of course, the mother and father knew that. They never ever took more. But as they went hunting, they lost sight of each other. The mother went down into the valley, and the father went over into a field. In the valley, there was an abundance of so many different animals. And so the mother thought, well, there's no way that there's this much of an abundance wherever my husband went. So I will hunt whatever I need for them. She hunted everything that. And then her husband did the same. He thought there was no way there was this many animals or in abundance wherever his wife ended up. So he hunted everything that. As they came back to camp, they realized that they had twice as much as it needed. They knew they could give it back to the community, but the issue is they would have to make the first trip. They would take first and fuller load, and the second trip, children. Mother warned her children. She warned her boys. They had black caps, and they were always playing, talking back and forth to each other, and sometimes bickering, but in a very playful, fun way. But their hair was always tied back. It looked like they had cute little black caps on. Always just chittering with each other. Daughter, she was big, big, huge golden eyes, huge freckles everywhere all over her. She was so explore the world. Almost moved silent out everywhere she went. Sometimes she could sneak up on her brothers quite easily because of that. Her brothers, oh well, they tend to run and flitter everywhere, but quite the pair, all of them. And so, mother, she made them lots of pemmican, had lots to eat. She warned them of the stories that her grandmother heard. She said, in the day, grandfather's sun will sometimes is at its highest point. Make sure as you're that you're in the teepee. If your shadow starts to disappear in the sun, grandfather's sun might take. And they thought, oh, that's just silly. That's kind of a funny tale, but okay, whatever, Mom. And then she told the kids again, at night, Grandmother Moon sometimes. Very careful. Make sure you're in the teepee before Grandmother Moon is at its highest, or else she might take her own. And kids just thought that was Mom's way of saying, get home in time for lunch and make sure you're in bed on time. So they just kind of laughed it off. And they didn't think. So they gave their parents eggs and cake. Parents took the full load of meat back to the village. So it was about 2 days there, 2 days. Meat back to the village. And the kids just had a blast. They loved exploring, and they started to explore further and further and further. The further they went, the later it got. realized, oh no, the moon was starting to come and be at its highest. And so they ran back to camp as quick as they could, and they dove into the teepee, and then they laughed and they laughed and they laughed, and they said that was just Mom's way of getting us in bed on time. But we've been wandering quite far, so we're quite tired. So we all fell asleep. Next day, kids were wandering around again, wandered out further and further, and they realized Grandma's sun was, and they knew they had to run. And so they ran back faster and faster and faster and faster and dove into the teepee just as the grandfather's sun was almost at its highest. And they laughed and laughed and said that was just Mom's way of getting us here in our teepee in time to eat. So they had some pemmican, they had some dried meat, and they just had a really good filling. And then they went wandering further and further and further out. And they had wandered so far, they were exhausted by that time. So they came home early. They had more food, of course, because the mother always over-prepared the food. And they all began to fall asleep. Well, at least the boys did. Daughter, what the world looked like. She wanted to wander further and further. So she crept out. The moon was big and bright and so full that it made the whole world look lit with a big blue and white daytime, but no. So she continued to wander further out, found herself unfamiliar clearing that she had never seen before. A flower that she had never seen before. It was the same color as the moon, big and bright and blue and white. It looked like her favorite skirt. She swished back and unfurled and opened. She had never seen a flower that bloomed. She smelled it, and it smelled divine. It smelled like home to her. As she was just distracted with all of these beautiful flowers, shadow starting to disappear. And she knew Grandmother Moon was almost at its highest. So she began running faster and faster and faster and faster until she didn't hear her feet. All she felt was the wind rushing past. It felt so freeing. She put out her arms. It's flying. What's flying? Oh my goodness! She looked over, and her arms had become beautiful wings outstretched, white with all of her freckles all in place. And she knew she had to warn her brothers. Mum had told the truth. The stories that she had heard for years were the truth. And so she flew back, and she was trying to get into the teepee, but of course, birds can't open teepee flaps. So she knew she had to wait and warn her brothers to tell them that it was the truth. And so she climbed up into the top of the tree that was overlooking the camp. She waited for her brothers to wake up. She waited. The sun started heavier. Oh. When her brothers awoke, sister was nowhere to be found. She thought, well, maybe she woke up earlier. They left. They had a little bit of a snack for breakfast, snacks for the road, try and find their sister. They were looking at her. They were calling her back and forth and back and forth. Anywhere. They didn't know where she was. They continued further, further away from camp until they found themselves unfamiliar. Sister had looked around. Flowers. The most amazing, funny flowers they had ever seen. The flowers seemed to follow the sun, no matter which way the sun went, and the flowers had started to get higher, higher, and higher, point towards the sun. Oh, the brothers laughed about it. They found seeds in the center, and they started to eat. And they spit out the shells, but the seeds themselves were delicious. But this was such an incredible gift. And they looked around for their sister, and they thought maybe she was here. But, of course, they didn't. That sunflower, higher, higher, higher in the sky. No, they realized shadows were disappearing. And so they began to run faster and faster and faster and faster until they couldn't really hear their feet on the ground. It sounded like thumping, but one brother said, "What is wrong?" He looked at the other brother and said, "Oh, you're a bird!" And the other brother said, "What? What are you talking about?" And looked at his brother and said, "Oh, you're a bird!" Knew grandfather's son had taken him taken them for his own. It was right. Wasn't telling the truth, so they flew back to camp to try and warn their sister. But they looked. They tried to get into the but little birds can't have flaps. And so they waited beside a really funny big bird. Lots of freckles. Kind of reminded them of their sister. But waited for their sister to come home. She saw these funny birds, but she was wondering, oh, look a lot. Perhaps they are. Their funny little black cat. It couldn't. Grandmother Moon already took me. Grandfather's son took my brothers. Mum and my dad will be so heartbroken. Then, clattering of horses. She heard a clattering of the wagons, and she knew that was her mother. How? How could she let her know? So she started flying around, but her. So she tried to plead. Woo-hoo! Woo! Around. Heard the unfamiliar. She called out for her children. Children, children, we're here! See them. She couldn't find them. So she started further and further looking for her children, fearing the worst. She came in. Daughter was. She didn't know because she didn't know. In the unfamiliar clearing, she saw beautiful. She smelled. Remind me so much of a girl. Stopped at her. Looked up, pleading with her mother. Woo-hoo! Woo-hoo! As the mother looked down at this bird, she recognized the beautiful golden eyes. She recognized the beautiful freckles. She realized this. She cried for her. Oh, my girl. But now, you company, protect me. Grandmother Moon, along with the moonflower, you will guide me. Now, find your. She could not find them. Had a little bit of a nap, walking more on her journey. She found that two funny little birds. They got closer and closer and closer to her. Mother thought, these birds are so funny. And then the little birds looked at her and pleaded with her. Chickadee. The other one's a cheeseburger. So much like her boys in the way that they would chitter back and forth. And as she looked closer, she recognized black caps and a big smile. Said, "Oh no, my boys. Grandfather's son has taken you for his own. But I know that you will keep grandfather's company. We will never have to take child. Those sunflowers help guide. Stay. Sunflower, chickadee, hexagon, owl, story." Write an owl song, but I do have a chickadee song. The chickadee song came to ceremony. And and I was asking for a song that would share community and with children. The song was kind of going through my head a little bit, but thought we would hide. Third round, everybody left the lodge because it was hot, and I'm used to bring on the heat. But these funny little chickadees, they started coming in, out, door of the lodge. Huh, of course, this is your song. So this is the chickadee song that they had gifted to me. I always say it's weird because I did it. Chickadee song. I think I want to share the laughing song. Because I look at my skirt, be happy. So this is also called a happy song. Been meaning to make this one for a while, and so I was able to find all of the ribbons. Happy song is by Four Winds, and I'm proud of you. Quote me on that, but they're definitely from Edmonton. So laughing song. Way high oh, way high oh, way ho, way ho, why yo, way ho, way ho, way way oh, way oh, way oh, way high oh, way high oh, way ho, why yo, way ho, way ho, way So I just wanted to remind people of a couple of days up. Well, just one in so the May 5th Red Dress Day will be coming up and memorialize not only our murdered men, well, just all of our families that have been impacted, all of our relatives. Really, for those families, really draw attention. We have free, and we have these calls to action, and with there's still not a lot of action. I wanted to share your song. It's really been on my thought, on my mind lately. Then let's sing it. Ghost brought forth during game lines were the ones taking kids and the home fires kept burning. RCMP actually arrest the grandmothers. Arrested all the grandmothers. Well, then it would be the protesters, families, kids, and so but cease. No, mine's me like a jerk, and so that happened. All of those, all of the people advocating grandmothers, fell for 30 charge. Warrior women, warrior, not just somebody who's. It's the people who are family, the voice to the on the street, meeting people that are in their family, supporting maybe reasons aren't necessarily love and all of these gifts to be shared with the warrior, give back to So I wanted to share. I'm going to share one more song. I'm going to share the goodbye song. I need to go to the washroom. So this is the traveling song. We don't actually have a word for goodbye in it. It travels back to or to me. So this song is from Sharon Carter and passed it at one. I'd lost it. Actually in Yolanda. And so it says that all roads to about appreciating all of those learnings that make all roads lead back to Tuesday. Don't see you. Hi everyone. Thanks again for joining me this week, and I will see you next Tuesday. Miigwech, and have a beautiful night.